Welcome to WSOT TV City Talk. We are so glad that you are joining us today. Now, this is your show, and everything that we talk about today is going to pertain to the city of Marion, and it's the questions and comments that you have sent in to the show. I'm the host, Angela Stepp, and beside me is the Mayor of Marion, Mr. Jess Allenball, and I want to welcome you to the show. It's been a little while since you've been able to join us.
Months, yeah.
I know, a couple of you, right?
It has been. It's been a while, and I'm glad to be back here tonight and taping this. This is a tape show, and hopefully we can answer some questions that you folks out in the community have about the city of Marion.
Mm-hmm. You know, I actually have quite a few questions, and I would like to share those with you. But before I do that, I want to let you know how you can call in or submit your question. You can call the phone number. It's a local number, 536-WSOT, or you can go to the show website, ctmarion.com. You can submit questions online there. You can watch archived episodes as well. And by the way, that 536-WSOT phone number, you can text that too. Any time of day, 24 hours a day, just send something in, because I know the show does re-air throughout the week and throughout the month. So my very first question for you, Mayor, comes in, and they are wondering about, you know, it's Christmas time. And so we're all kind of thinking charitable things. So they're wondering if there is a homeless shelter in Marion that they can donate clothing to.
There is. The Grant County Rescue Mission is thriving again. It's been cleaned up. The change there has been dramatic and very good to see. I was there recently 2 or 3 times here in the last month. And that would be a great location for you to drop your things off at. They need that. They're starting to get all the businesses in the area to donate food again back to them. Rick B, as I call him, because his last name's hard to say, but Rick's done a wonderful job there of transforming the rescue mission and serving their clientele, and nobody needs our help more than those folks. So if you have some clothes or food or non-perishables, whatever you have, be sure to take it to the rescue mission and help them out.
And they're just located downtown Marion off of 4th Street, correct?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Same location they've been in for many years, and they're back and thriving. It's a very clean, immaculate place. The kitchen was immaculate. We actually helped serve there for their holiday meal. Rick had asked the city to come in and help serve, so quite a few of us went in there and served in the line and served the different choices they had. And they had quite a buffet of food there, lots of options. Good. And they also had some young people, volunteers, come in and serve the clients at their tables. They'd take their order, then come up and fill out the order and take their trays to them and let them eat. And we just simply served food all day during the lunchtime. And it was a wonderful experience. It was, first of all, I also got a chance to go back in there within a week or 2 later and tour the facility from top to bottom. And again, it's immaculate. They've cleaned that place up. It is well worthy of your support in many ways, financially and with your goods and food products.
New leadership, for sure.
Yeah, he's done a wonderful job.
Mm-hmm. You know, I have another question for you then right along with the food. You were just referencing Joseph actually called in. Joseph, thank you for taking the time to watch the show and call in with your question. He said he lives on Gallatin Street, and he is wondering if the city is going to be doing any Christmas dinners this year for folks who cannot get out.
I'm not familiar with that ever happening. Are you here in the city with the city of Marion providing dinners?
I do not know of the city itself providing dinners. I know of other nonprofit organizations that have done such things, but I've never known the city to have done so.
No, and right now, obviously, we don't have a lot of extra funds laying around either, but I appreciate your heart for those who are in need, and we have many nonprofits in the area that are very helpful to the citizens who are in great need. So get a hold of those nonprofits and see what they have planned for the holiday.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so then the next question I have for you comes in from April. April, hi. Thank you for watching the show. She said that she is curious about something we had spoke about on a previous episode, and it's a bit of a heavy topic. It has to do with heroin, and there is a bit of a problem that many folks are struggling with heroin right now in Marion, Grant County, and surrounding communities. And across the nation, really. And she had heard you mention something about a possible needle exchange program. And so she's wondering if that is something you're still pursuing. Have you already been able to make some progress on that? Can you give us an update?
Yes, I've had that conversation with Chief Haley off and on now for the better part of a year, I would say, and we're still not ready to make the determination whether we want to do the needle exchange or not. There's pros and cons to that. believe it or not.
Can you share some of those with us?
Well, I'd rather Chief Haley come on, and she's doing the detail work. I kind of live in the clouds with this job right now, but she brought up some counterpoints to the needle exchange. I think it's a real likelihood in the future, though, some form of a needle exchange. I will tell you that I just met, in fact, today with a group that calls themselves Groups, and they are now located in Marion on Northwestern Avenue, and they are just north of the hotel, the new hotel going up, Holiday Inn Express. They're in one of those strip malls there on Northwestern Avenue, and they will be there to counsel and try to help people with addictions. They have a doctor, they have doctor access for these people that need help. They don't have the beds that I hope someday we bring to Marion. Volunteers of America is another group I'm talking to. They would actually provide beds for those who say, I'm raising my hand, I need help, I want to get off this drug, but I need a place to stay. That's another group we're talking to, trying to figure that out.
What about affordability? Because I understand treatment programs for addictions of a variety of natures, that can be a very costly endeavor. And so often folks who might want to seek treatment can't afford it. And I'm wondering, do you have any idea of what maybe the Groups program is going to cost price range wise, or some of the other things that you have been looking into?
No, they talked to me today and said that you're looking at about $60 a week, which is very reasonable. Still, when you're dealing with addicts, most of them don't work. They find their money through usually committing crimes of some type where they can create revenue. It's not with legitimate work. So it's still, the funding is always the most challenging part of trying to put these dreams and ideas together. How do you fund it? But they've come up with a program, and it's definitely worth a look into. It's called Groups. And obviously we have a very strong court system here. The drug court here in Marion and Grant County is one of the tops in the nation. But I really think, having lived through this personally with a daughter that's an addict and now serving time in prison, that you need the beds for them. When they raise that hand like she did just a day or two after I was elected mayor and said, I want help, and then you can't find a bed for them, that's frustrating. But I also realize it takes funding and staffing to make that happen, and staffing takes money. So there's no easy answer here.
Right.
Prayer is the best thing you could do. Just let's pray for this addiction, that God would put an end to these addictive attitudes. That's the best solution to this.
Very much so. Well, I'm very glad to know that thank you for the update, and I'm glad to know about the Groups organization that is now, you said they were on Northwestern Avenue?
Northwestern Avenue, about a block or two north of the new Holiday Inn Express. It's going up there on Northwestern Avenue in the bypass. So
very good.
Relatively new to the community. They've only been here a few weeks, but they've been established out in the East Coast and have other cities in the state of Indiana that they're also located in. They've been active for about 3 years. It started with the Physicians Dream and Hope, and this is his company that he's put together. So we will maybe do a follow-up later on and find out a little bit more about them. All right. Well, thank you for your call. I appreciate that. I have another question for you, and we've just got a couple of minutes left before we have to pause for a break, so I think we can sneak this one in. I had a phone call from an individual. I'm sorry, I don't have your name. You didn't give me your name, and so anonymous, must be a little shy there. Wanted to know about what's going on out at the old RCA complex, not the Cafe Valley, not the new. They're wondering about what is the status of that area. In fact, they've even heard some rumors of some maybe nefarious activity going on. So, and I know there was a recent 5-alarm fire that took place. Just recently. This is being taped on a Tuesday. This Tuesday?
Yes, it's Tuesday. I know. I had to check.
The fire was the previous Saturday. So, before that fire, though, the situation with the RCA property was just simply that it is in litigation. We have a gentleman who believes it's his property, Lester Lee, and the City of Marion and the Economic Growth Council believe it belongs to us, and the courts will someday decide on that. In the meanwhile, Mike Bartram is the owner of Computer Age Engineering there on 38th Street, just east of the Cafe Valley. He has been leasing some of that building off of us to expand his business. So it's given him a chance to add new jobs and be more competitive in the industry that he's in. So he's putting that south end of the building to good use, and it's created jobs for people in our community. The building fire did start Saturday, and it also started in a building just northeast of there that's also on the property. So these were it is an arson fire.
I wondered. I've heard rumor of maybe,
It's been determined to be arson. We don't know who started it. Unfortunately, the southeast side of that building that Bartram is in is the place he'd hoped to do a little more expansion on soon. Mm-hmm. And he may have to wait while he figures out how long it'll take to repair the roof that burned. So that's one of those things. It's a work in progress now because of the fire. But we hope to find out who did it and arrest them and hold them accountable for the crime. But
I'm sure you will.
It's a work in progress. This just happened a few days ago, and it was quite the sight to see the community out there. Nothing like a fire to bring the community out there.
Sadly, yes, you are correct. Well, I thank you for the update, and it was very helpful to have an idea of what's going on. It's been so neat to see that area start to redevelop and all the good that has come since the Cafe Valley project went in.
There is one other plan there, and that's to let I&M AEP use the north end of it there on the 33rd Street side for kind of a storage place. If you see one out on the way to Kokomo, they have on the south side of 22 and 35, there's an I&M location that has a fence around it, and they store a lot of their material there. We're in discussion with that happening with I&M here in Marion.
So at that location, we have those winter storms go through, they're going to have all the supplies they need to get us back up and running again if the power goes out.
I hope so. Yeah, my power was out last Friday for a long time.
Thankfully I was not, but I have heard that was quite a frustration for some folks. So good to know that maybe they'll have more tools and supplies here to fix the issues.
It makes you realize the people that grew up before electricity were a lot tougher than we are.
That's so true, right? Oh my gracious. Well, you know what? We need to pause for a really quick break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about a few more viewer questions, of course, and one of them has to do with the Walkway of Lights. And, well, I'll just let you know here in a minute, all right?
Great.
Well, we want to remind you that this is your show, and we hope that you've enjoyed watching it and getting your questions answered. If you have something that you would like for us to talk about, please give us a call at 536-WSOT or text that phone number or go to the show website, ctmarion.com, and you can submit your questions online there. And we will be right back with some more WSOT City Talk in just a moment.
We will never fully understand what we've asked of you, of your families, or your children. Asking you to deploy, patrol, stay on watch, on point. Asking you to put yourself in harm's way, to endure it all. But we do understand that it's our turn, our duty, to bring you all the way home. To keep you secure, to have your back for the rest of your life. Wounded Warrior Project long-term support programs do whatever it takes to help our most severely ill or injured veterans live independently, at no cost, for life, so that they might stand at ease. Find out how you can help at findwwp.org.
Welcome back to WSOT TV City Talk. And again, I am so glad that you are joining us. And if you are just tuning in right now in the middle of the show, I want to let you know that this show is all about the city of Marion. My very special guest is Mayor Jess Allenball. He is the mayor of Marion. And you can have questions and ideas shared with him through the show. It's a voice for you, and there's a couple of different ways that you can get in touch with us. Give us a call on the local number, 765-536-WSOT. Text it as well. Or you can go to the show website, ctmarion.com, and you can watch the show there, and you can submit your questions and comments for the show as well. So, Mayor, I would be remiss if I didn't bring up the fact that we have a Walkway of Lights. It's Christmas time. It's end of the year. It's beautiful, and I hope that folks are getting a chance to enjoy it. And I have a question for you from a gal named Vicki. Vicki, thank you so much for calling into the show. She had a really good question, I thought. It was something I hadn't actually considered, and I thought, why haven't I considered it? It's such a great idea. She says, hi, Mayor, this is Vicki, and we love the show. My husband and I are doing the Park Lights drive-through the walkway, and we would like to gift the tickets for admission to some friends as a Christmas gift, and I'm wondering how can we do this? So, idea. Buy the season pass, which is only what, $5?
$5.
And you can give that season pass to a friend.
And maybe some people don't know this. The season pass is simply just a round sticker that gets peeled off and then stuck on the windshield of the vehicle. So now it's a certain type of sticker, so people
might be
can't
tricky
copy
to-
it. But yeah, it is tough to sell it ahead of time. What I would suggest is maybe we just cut them out and tell the people working at the Walkway of Lights that evening.
Mm-hmm.
We should always have them come in and pick up some that might be bought as gifts to pay forward to their friends.
Great
so
idea.
We'll try that and see how that goes. We'll try to make that happen. I will talk to Aisha there in my office. She works there many nights at the Walkway of Lights, so she's probably the person that can make that happen the quickest. We'll try to get on that right away and make that a reality. Talking about the Walkway of Lights, let me add this. As long as I'm mayor of Marion, I don't believe any child should not have an opportunity to at least go through that Walkway of Lights one night. And so every Christmas, like we did last year, will be Christmas night, December 25th every year, will be an opportunity for any family. You won't need the sticker or money. If you want to do a free will donation, last year we had people giving us $20 and even more, some cars, because they just wanted to help. But those who can't can go through for free. There will be no charge on December 25th every year at Christmas time. No child should miss that on Christmas Day. So
Thank you so much for that generosity. That is wonderful. And I don't know if it makes your heart smile as much as it does mine, because I know that there are a lot of families that would like the opportunity to go through, but maybe just can't make it happen. So thank you for making that
You're
possible.
welcome. That $5 is a lot to some of our families,
Yes.
and money shouldn't get in the way of having a fun Christmas Day.
It's a very good Christmas gift to the community
Right,
as well.
and it just seems right.
Yeah. And, I got to say, Vicki, thank you for such a great idea. I don't know why I never thought of that before, but the idea of being able to gift those passes to folks, that's fabulous. And not only is it a gift that they'll appreciate, but, Mayor, it also helps out the Walkway of Lights because
put those
it
lights
helps
out
to
every
keep
year.
the lights going.
No question. A great idea. Appreciate it, Vicki.
Mm-hmm. Who knows? Maybe next year there might be something even more formal in place for that. I'm just throwing that idea out there.
We're always
That's the point of the show, right?
We're always trying to improve it.
Right. And if you have a question or suggestion, remember, give us a call, 536-WSOT, or go to the show website, ctmarion.com. All right, Mayor. So I have another topic I'd like to switch over to, and it's kind of an exciting one, actually, for the city. It is a brand new website. Will you share with us a little bit about that?
It's been a while in coming, but we are excited. I think you'll find this website, and actually, this show is being taped, but this is a Tuesday, and tomorrow morning I will be at 9 a.m. at the Salem Bank. What is that, Wednesday, I'm doing the math, 20th. The 20th,
yeah, I would say
believe,
21st is what I was thinking, but it might be the 20th.
I think but Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. I will be there for the press release of the new website. It's been an undertaking with Design Co. Design Co. is a group of Indiana Wesleyan students and a couple of their faculty, Herb Vincent Peterson and Wendy Puffer, and Luke Anspach. So really 3 people have been instrumental to that from the faculty at Indiana Wesleyan, and they've really transformed our website. I think what you'll find now, keep in mind, I'm not a tech person. I'm not into the internet that much. But Mike Flynn, my chief of staff, and my IT guy, and Layla Price in charge of marketing, they're into all of that. And they said, this is second to none. And I said, pretty good for second to no city in the United States. This is a really professionally done website. So we're excited about that.
When is it going to be launched? I know that the big press release reveal is tomorrow, and I'm anxious to see it. I haven't seen it yet either. I'm actually looking forward to it.
In the next day or two, so very soon. And
so this week.
City of Marion. The website will be www.cityofmarion.in.gov.
Oh,
and so keep
you
checking.
got a .gov.
Yeah, we had some issues about the old website, and somebody wanted significant dollars for it that bought it for next to nothing. And
it's so sad. That happens all the time.
But it goes with our new brand too, City of Marion, instead of Marion, Indiana.
Yes, and we are a municipality, so it makes sense to be a .gov.
Yeah, and we just really appreciate the students and the faculty at Indiana Wesleyan. This has been a long process for them. They've stayed and worked through the summer, many of the students, instead of going home for the summer, to continue to work on this project as they did the branding for the City of Marion last year.
Which was absolutely stellar.
So we were very blessed to have these students and this faculty and this university in our backyard that wants to now partner very closely with Marion. There'll be more coming on our partnership with Indiana Wesleyan soon, because they're going to have a permanent presence in downtown Marion, because they want to be a part of the community and want to be downtown. So we're going to have more students and faculty downtown in the coming days. It may be, a year or 2 years out, but it's a work in progress, and we're working hard on that too. So that's something we'll fill you in with more information as it happens.
That's exciting.
But it's transformation of a community.
Yes, it really is. Share with us again the new city website address so that everybody can get it. cityofmarion.in.gov, cityofmarion.in.gov, and start looking at it in the next day or two and start to follow that. You'll see our brand new website up and running very quickly. Before Christmas, probably.
Yes.
That's
and
exciting.
It's going to be beautiful. And I've seen it. I know it looks fantastic. I look at ESPN's website. There's very few websites I go to, but that's one. And this is very similar in the fact that it's done very professionally.
So that's not only going to make our user experience better as a citizen wanting to communicate or get to and get in contact with and get information about my city, but for businesses who might be looking to locate here in Marion, that's going to be of benefit to us as we look to grow our community.
And what a great impression. Sometimes their first view will be our website.
I bet almost always.
Almost always from people outside. So that'll be a great first impression to have a website that's so well done. And, you know, we're trying to do that with our community too. We're trying to clean up the community and make a better impression for people going through our community that we do care, we do love this place. There's no place like Marion.
Nope.
I mean, it's special.
It is special, yes. You know, we have just about a minute here. So speaking of cleanup, and you know, it's winter time, and so there's that fluffy white stuff that turns into big piles of smucky mud stuff, right? Snow, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we want it, but we want it only for Christmas.
We want it for white Christmas, and then we want it gone, right? Too bad we have to have it all the time, though, for a few months.
It's
there.
Indiana. It hits and misses. And
I know. So I have to ask you about city snow routes. What do people need to keep in mind as we get ready for the snow that's inevitable?
Just when you're on a snow route, just move your vehicle to the other side or find a different parking place for it so we can run our plows down and clean our streets. And that's all we ask is pay attention to the weather and make those changes when needed. Doesn't happen very often, but when it does, please accommodate it so we can make it easier to get around our community.
What about parking in your neighborhood as a whole, even if it's not a snow route? I'm assuming if you can shift all of your parking efforts over to one side, the plow can probably get through and service your area faster?
If we can, and that's a big undertaking because a lot of neighbors don't communicate as much as they used to with each other's, but that's a great thought. If you could find a place to park on one side, then we'll clean the rest of that street. If there's cars on both sides, we'll clean what we can. We'll try to not. Main thing is I don't want the employees to hit your cars. So
right.
Safety first, and we'll clean what we can. But yeah, try to do what you can to make it easier for us to serve the citizens of Marion.
I figured maybe something the neighborhood associations can kind of help spread the word.
Spread that, yeah. That's
right?
exactly our ultimate goal, as we talked before we started taping. Yes.
So I have one other thing. Then snow. We like to have salt on the roads to help get rid of it. And I know that last year there was a little bit of a shortage. Do you think we're going to be okay this year?
It just depends on the weather, really. Sometimes we look at the snow as the big deal, but it's really that sleet and rain that is even more treacherous.
Icy stuff.
Yeah, that's where when you have that kind of weather where it's on the edge of freezing, you use more of that material, and we'll see. We think we're in good shape. We'll see how the winter treats us. One thing we can't predict is the weather, and especially winter weather is so hard to predict. You know, how many times do you go to the grocery and load up, and you wake up the next morning and there's just a light snow on the ground, and yet you stocked your refrigerator full.
You're good for a month.
Yeah, you're good for you.
Yeah, because I always overbuy. So, we need to pause for a really quick break. When we come back, I'm going to ask you if you have a Christmas wish that you'd like to share. So go ahead and think on it, and when we come back, we'll share. Okay? All right, and we will be right back with some more City Talk in just a moment. Don't go anywhere.
Okay, Josh, do your stuff.
Okay, people, you know the drill. Canned foods only, guys.
Sometimes you gotta live what you believe, open your arms, 'cause that's where it starts. Right here with you and with me. I know world needs now is love.
Generosity, pass it on.
A little help from up above. Faith to me.
A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Grew up in a small town, and when the rain would fall down, I would pray. I'll spread my wings and I'll learn how to fly. I'll do what it takes till I touch the sky, and I'll take a risk, take a chance, make a change, and break away.
You're watching WSOT TV City Talk, and I am your host, Angela Stepp, and beside me is the Mayor of Marion, Mr. Jess Allenball, and he has been visiting with us today, answering your questions and getting some of your great suggestions as well. And right before we went to break, I told him we were going to ask about a Christmas wish, and I thought that was rather fitting, and I'm sure that all of you would like to hear from him, his heart. What, Mayor, is your Christmas wish? If you could have any wish come true in the world, what would that Christmas wish be?
Well, in fairness, on the break, I asked, are they talking about my personal wish or my wish for the city of Marion? My personal wish would probably be, in full transparency, that God will bring the right woman into my life, that I would find a life mate to continue my journey on this job with. And my probably city of Marion wish is that God's will take over Marion. I can be more specific on details, but that's my vision. I know God has a plan for our community. He has things in mind for us. What He wants for this community is the best for this community. Mm-hmm. And so that God's will, that there will be a spiritual awakening around this community like never before, and then we'll start to see God transform things. And He may change my vision. You know, I want to be able to hear His voice and say, this is the choice you need to make on this decision, or go down this road. You know, we're limiting Him, I think, over the years, and we need to start saying, hey, God, we know You love us. We know You love our city. What do You want to do with this community? And that I would be obedient then, and the people I surround myself would be obedient, and we really see real change, and not just in the stuff you look at, but in the spirit of the community, in the culture of our community. That's real change. We can pave roads. We can do all of that. I'm talking about life-changing change, the changing the culture and an attitude of a community. And I think that would be easiest done if it's God's Spirit working in all of us, so that we would sense that God's in charge again and that we're listening mm-hmm. to God. So that would be my Christmas wish, not to limit God and what He can do.
Thank you for your transparency. And I think also, folks, if you're like me, isn't it refreshing to not only have that transparency, but to get to see a little bit of His heart, to see His heart for the people and the community of Marion that He is working so hard to serve day in and day out. And so just from me, let me say a great big thank you for that heart to be obedient and to serve the Lord, but to also try to grow and edify the city, the community, and the people within. So thank you. You know, we only have a couple of minutes left on the show, and it didn't this pass quick, my gracious.
It did.
And speaking of passing quick, 2017's almost over.
It is, and I'm about to turn a year older.
Oh, we don't think about that. When is that happening?
When you celebrate New Year's and it hits midnight, I turn a year older. I'll be 30 this year.
Really? Well, happy birthday early.
I'm aging quickly with the job, okay?
Oh, gracious. Okay, so 2018, you know, we are going to do another show for January here in a little while. And so when we do that show, maybe we could find out about some of your plans for the city for 2018.
Sure. What New Year's resolutions
some
for
New
the
Year's
city of Marion?
resolutions.
I like
we
that.
would love that. And maybe find out about some of the projects or something that you might have on that wish list of 2018.
Speaking of that, let me address one that just keeps jumping all over the rumor wire. I did speak with Texas Roadhouse. One of the people in charge of the project told me today that, yes, it is coming. The question's always been when. This person said that the plan was always for it to open in early 2019. Not sure where we got the information that it was going to open before Christmas this year. However, she did say, I said the plan is for early 2019, hopefully January of 2019. But she said, I will be honest with you, if things progress quickly and they won't slow it down, and they may open sometime in 2018.
Ooh.
But the plan is really for 2019. So I wanted to put all the rumors to rest. But the main focus on all that is they are coming to Marion, Indiana. Now it's just a question of what month, what year will they open. I just look forward to dining at the Texas Roadhouse right here in my backyard.
Won't that be fun?
That'll be nice.
Oh, yeah. Well, we know we're all out of time, and we want to thank you so much for watching the show and staying with us throughout the whole year. And when we come back, it'll be 2018. But until that time, we want to wish you a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and joyful blessings throughout you and all of your loved ones' lives. And that's going to wrap the show. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for some more quality family programming that you can trust right here on Sunnycrest Outreach Television.